Bethel was about 10 miles north of Jerusalem and 60 miles north of Beersheba, where Jacob had left his family. This is where Abraham made one of his first sacrifices to God when he entered the land. At first, Bethel became an important center for worship, but later it was a center of idol worship. The prophet Hosea condemned its evil practices, which began when Jeroboam set up calf idols there when the northern kingdom of Israel first split from Judah. Welcome back to the program, everybody. I'm Reverend Sid, and today we're going to be reading Genesis chapter 29, verses 1 through 14a, and Genesis chapter 29, verses 14b through 30. And if you ain't did it already, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button, like, share, and comment on any video on this channel. All right, let's get started with our reading. First with Genesis chapter 29, verses 1 through 14a, Jacob arrives at Paddan-Aram. Jacob hurried on, finally arriving in the land to the east. He saw a well in the distance. 3 flocks of sheep and goat lay in open field right beside it, waiting to be watered. But the heavy stone covered the mouth of the well. It was custom there to wait for all the flocks to arrive before removing the stone and watering the animals. Afterwards, the stone would be placed back over the mouth of the well. Jacob went over to the shepherds and asked, "Where are you from, my friends?" "We are from Haran," they answered. "Do you know a man there named Laban, the grandson of Nahor?" they asked. "Yes, we do," they replied. "Is he doing well?" Jacob asked. "Yes, he's well," they answered. "Look, here comes his daughter, Rachel, with the flocks now." Jacob said, "Look, it's still broad daylight, too early to round up the animals. Why don't you water the sheep and goats so they can get back out to the pasture?" "We can't water the animals until all the flocks have arrived," they replied. Then the shepherds moved the stone from the mouth of the well, and we water all the sheep and goats. Jacob was still talking with them when Rachel arrived with her father's flock. For she was a shepherd, and because Rachel was his cousin, the daughter of Laban, his mother's brothers, and because the sheep and goats belonged to his uncle Laban, Jacob went over to the well and moved the stone from the mouth and watered his uncle's flock. Then Jacob kissed Rachel as they wept out loud. He explained to Rachel that he was her cousin on her father's side, the son of her aunt Rebekah. So Rachel quickly ran and told her father, Laban. As soon as Laban heard that his nephew Jacob had arrived, he ran out to meet him. He embraced and kissed him and brought him home. When Jacob had told him his story, Laban exclaimed, "You really are my own flesh and blood." All right, Genesis chapter 29, verses 14b through 30, Jacob marries Leah and Rachel. After Jacob had stayed with Laban for about a month, Laban said to him, You shouldn't work for me without pay just because we are relatives. Tell me how much your wages should be." Now Laban had 2 daughters. The older daughter's name was Leah and the younger one was Rachel. There was no sparkle in Leah's eyes, but Rachel had a beautiful figure and a lovely face. Since Jacob was in love with Rachel, he told the father, "I'll work for you for 7 years if you give me Rachel, your younger daughter, as my wife." "Agreed," Laban said. "I'd rather give her to you than anyone else. Stay and work with me." So Jacob worked 7 years to pay for Rachel, but his love for her was so strong that it seemed to him but a few days. Finally, the time came for him to marry her. "I have fulfilled my agreement," Jacob said to Laban. Now give me my wife so I can sleep with her. So Laban invited everyone in the neighborhood and prepared a wedding feast. But that night when it was dark, Laban took Leah to Jacob and he slept with her. Laban had given Leah a servant, Zilpah, to be her maid. But when Jacob woke up in the morning, it was Leah. What have you done to me, Jacob raged at Laban. I have worked 7 years for Rachel. Why have you tricked me? It's not our custom here to marry off a younger daughter ahead of the firstborn, Laban replied. But wait until the bridal week is over, then we'll give you Rachel too, provided you promise to work another 7 years for me. So Jacob agreed to work 7 more years. A week after Jacob married Leah, Laban gave him Rachel too. Laban gave Rachel a servant, Bilhah, to be her maid. So Jacob slept with Rachel too, and he loved her much more than Leah. He stayed and worked for Laban an additional 7 years. All righty, I understand that. Jacob was so enraged when he learned Laban had tricked him, and the deceiver was now deceived himself. How natural is it for us to become upset at injustice done to us while closing our eyes to the injustice we do to others? Sin has a way of coming back to haunt us. Thank you for joining me, everybody, and please come back for the next episode where we'll jump into Genesis chapter 29, verse 31 through 34 and 24, Jacob's many children. God bless y'all. Peace.